Hey bookworms, welcome back to another video, and I'm very excited to announce that I finally finished reading Dune. If you've been following, you know that I bought Dune a while ago, planning on reading it sometime, and I finally said to myself, okay, let's read it. It took me a while to finish it, a long time, but I finally did, and I enjoyed it very much. And to tell you the truth, I wasn't sure that I'm going to do a review on it, but after finishing it, I decided to obviously do this video. And the reason that I was not too sure was that it is a sci-fi classic, and the thing is about classics is that I noticed that a lot of people don't like to talk about them. First of all, because, everybody knows it. It's a classic, it's famous. But also because of a different thing that somebody else on YouTube mentioned, and I don't remember who, but he said, and I agree, that people are kind of afraid to touch classics. They think, if I do a review, I'll talk about what I like, but also what I dislike. And how can I say that I dislike something about such a great classic? People will throw stones on me. But let's face it, people, it is a classic. I have a lot of respect for this book. I really enjoy reading it. This is going to be a very positive review, but this book isn't perfect. I am going to talk about things that I liked less about it, and that's perfectly fine. It's also perfectly fine to completely hate a classic. Also, in reference to the other point about it's being so famous that nobody wants to talk about it, I'm pretty sure a lot of you haven't read it, only heard the name and thought, I'm not sure it's for me. Should I even bother? It's a pretty big book. Or, for example, you think, I've seen the 80s David Lynch movie and it was really bizarre. I don't like it. I know this video is gonna be very long, but still I want to take a moment to say that if you've seen the movie, the 1984 David Lynch movie, it was terrible. Great cast, but the movie is definitely not a good representative of this book. So if the movie was the reason why you haven't read the book, or you don't want to read the book, just forget about it. And now, since I know that this video is going to be pretty long, let's begin with the review. So like every other review, I will start by attempting to give you some of the plot of this book. Now, the reason I said attempting is because this book is very complex. I will try to give you enough information to get the feel of this book, but without give you spoilers and without it taking 5 whole minutes. So here goes. So, Dune is the first book of a series that I haven't read yet. I've only read the first one. It's by Herbert, and it was written in the 60s. And it's generally about a future where mankind spread to other stars. One of them is Arrakis, aka Dune, because it's pretty much a desert planet. Now, what's special about Dune is this is where they harvest the spice, which is a very powerful, very addictive substance. And pretty much whoever controls the harvest of the spice controls everything. So when the emperor decided to switch the sovereign house on Arrakis and the ones who are in charge of the spice from House Harkonnen, who are the bad guys here, to House Atreides, who are the good guys here, the Harkonnens won't take it just sitting down, and they see it as a great opportunity to do something that they always want to do, which is destroy the House of Atreides and pretty much kill everyone. The protagonist of Dune is the son of the Atreides Duke, Paul Atreides, and this is generally a story of revenge, and there is action and politics and a prophecy about a chosen one, and there are a bunch of things and millions of characters and different kind of societies and huge, really scary sandworms. And this is the tip of the iceberg of the plot of Dune. So like my other reviews, I will start by mentioning the things that I liked about this book, which were a lot. Generally, I mentioned it before, I really loved this book. It was fascinating. It was very complex. I said it before, I'm probably gonna say it again, which was really great. I didn't lose track, I didn't get bored. The complexity was really good in sense of that it gave me a notion of this huge full world filled with a lot of characters and different cultures and different kind of people and rules, etc. Even the politic parts were not so bad. I mean, let's face it, this is a space opera, kind of like Star Wars, another space opera with a lot of politics. But you know what? I don't really like Star Wars, but I still like Dune. Please don't unsubscribe because I just said I don't like Star Wars. I'm okay with it. I like it. Go Princess Leia. Anyway, yes, there are some political parts in this book. They are also interesting, not so fascinating like other parts, but let's just say I was more okay with them than with other parts of the book that I will get to later. Another very interesting thing about this book is the whole issue of futuristic devices or lack thereof. This is the future where people have a lot of futuristic technology like space shuttles and invisible shields, but when it comes to human progress, I would have expected there to be some sort of combination of humans and machine, like, cyborgs. I expect that is the direction that the future will take us in this kind of world. However, it's the exact opposite. I will try to explain. There are two kinds of humans that reach the higher level in this book. The first one are mentats, who are like human computers, and the second ones are Bene Gesserit, who are women who are sometimes rightfully called Bene Gesserit witches, who are extremely powerful. They can predict the future to some extent, and they can mind control. And you would expect that these people will reach the position and the power that they're in due to the help of technology. But instead, it's almost entirely mind-body connection. It's some sort of more like Zen stuff other than technology, which I found really, really interesting. They're all trained to become what they are. The Mentans also drink this juice called Sappho, which helps them. But, it's all done through trainings and no technology. I did find out, however, later, after I finished this book, that in the world of Dune, this futuristic world, AI is illegal, which explains why people are doing what computers would usually do, and either this information appeared in one of the sequels, which I haven't read, or I just missed it, which could definitely be because, like I said, it's complex. And before I move on, I just want to mention another very good part about this book, which is the villain. Baron Vladimir Harkonnen is a wonderful villain. I mean, he's hideous as a person. He's cunning, he's ruthless, he's evil to the core. Everything you want a villain to be, with the safe distance of the book. You don't want to meet him in real life. However, I do think this is the place to mention, in case you're very squirmy, some of the most horrific things in this book happened when he's around. He is definitely not afraid of killing pretty much anyone, including his own family, his underlings, innocent people, and he is also a pedophile. This was kind of mentioned and rumored. Nothing is actually being fully described. I just want to warn you and let you know. Okay, I talked about some of the things that I liked about this book, the main things. Now let's go to the things that I was a little less impressed from. I mentioned once and once again that this book is complex, and this complexity have two sides. On one hand, this was serious and deep and really gave you a feeling of a full world. On the other hand, sometimes it was just too much. There were times where I felt that I was kind of losing concentration. Sometimes it was due to the fact that a lot of this book is dedicated to characters' thoughts. If you've seen the movie, you know that a lot of it is characters thinking, which, it makes sense. You have characters, sometimes they say things, sometimes they do things, but sometimes you want people to know what is in their head. However, every now and then you will have sentence like a character with thinking, I really like this guy. I mean, sometimes you could have done without it. I mean, the character could have just do something to show that they like that other person, or we could just figure it out for ourselves. This is something that really occurred to me a few times during the reading of this book. Sometimes it will just be an abundance of thoughts, things that we could have figured out by ourselves, or just, even if you wouldn't figure it out, it will be okay. We could have understood the plot without it. Another thing that kind of made me lose concentration is everything that has to do with this body-mind connection. I mentioned before that the Mentats and the Bene Gesserit all became what they are due to a lot of training, you know, mind and body connection, and some of it was just too much. Whenever Jessica, who's a Bene Gesserit, talks about the psycho connection that she feels, sometimes using technological terms, I wanted to skip over. I really lost it. And another strange thing that I just want to mention, every now and then I felt like I was missing stuff, and I am wondering if you read Dune, if you felt that way too. I mean, there would be a part, for example, there will be two characters and they were interacting, and then some of them will think, oh, now he knows I'm lying. And I was like, wait, what? He was lying? Should I have known that? Wait, how did the other character knew that he was lying? What did he do to give himself up? You know, there will be every now and then moments like that. Maybe it's me, maybe it's the way the book is written, but anyway, that's how I felt. I just want to mention that. But overall, Dune was awesome. Let's face it, I am glad that right now I'm reading something a lot lighter. It's good to have a little bit of balance, but I really love Dune, and I completely understand why this book is a classic. I have a lot of respect for it as a sci-fi classic. I'm not a huge sci-fi fan, I'm more of a fantasy fan, but I really enjoyed it. If you like complex worlds that had a lot of thought and effort put into it, if you like complex stories, complex characters, tons of characters, really different things that can provide you with lots of subplots, just go ahead and read Dune. And that's it for my review. I really hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe this video. And also check out the description box. You can find me also on different kind of social media there. And I also put some other links to other videos that I've done that maybe you will find interesting. So thank you again for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and until next time. Bye bye.